just checking my volume just in case you can't hear me. That might be better. Okay, so it is time for PJ-TALC. And there we are. I'm checking on my Facebook to make sure that I'm showing up over here too, so that I can answer any questions that you might have. And it doesn't seem to be showing up, so let me refresh it. Well, we may not show up over there today. I don't know. We'll give it a few more minutes. There is a lag time between the time that I go live on YouTube and the time that I go live on Facebook. I don't know why, but there is. So, PJ-TALC is Pajama Time Art Live Chat, where we talk about the life of an artist and how to live the life of an artist. So this week we are discussing the, sorry, my brain is distracted tonight. We are discussing making time for your art. So we're going to be talking about that today. I made a turkey, and I don't mean the gobble gobble kind. By a turkey, I mean that I made a bad painting. It happens all the time, and it can be a disappointment, but it doesn't mean that you are that your art is bad or that you are a bad artist. It's just the way of art to make bad art. You have to make a lot of turkeys before you get a good one. It's just the way the statistics work. So I will be back in there tomorrow working on a new one. What else? Oh, today was ukulele day. I taught ukulele in the morning and I taught it tonight. It began my day and it ended my day. So ukulele, which is always fun. I enjoy teaching. Teaching is one of the things that brings me joy in my life. So I like that. And if I'm having a low day and I get a chance to teach, then it will automatically bring me to a happier attitude. So what else did I do today? Well, I got ready for the ukulele classes and I painted. Yes, so that's pretty much, that makes me feel like I didn't get anything done today. So I'm asking myself, what did I do? So we're talking about time for, hi, Shawan, welcome. Oh, I forgot to tell everybody what I'm drinking. I am drinking tea as usual in my beautiful cup from Embracing Vintage on Etsy. I have become quite the regular customer over at Embracing Vintage. And so, cheers. First sip. Shawan, what are you drinking? Thanks for showing up. The thing that I really wanted to talk about tonight as far as making time for your art is to consider treating yourself to some kind of an art lesson or an art club. Sweet tea. Yay, good for sweet tea. Shawan is drinking sweet tea. So making time for art may be, it's something that you may need to put into your schedule a little bit more firmly by joining a class, joining an art club, joining, signing up for art lessons. Those can all be motivators to help you move forward in your creativity. I know as far as music goes, and being a music teacher, I have had many adult students come to me and say, I used to play years ago, or I used to sing years ago, but I haven't done it in years. And I want to bring my voice or my piano skills back up, but I need the motivation of lessons. So those are situations where I don't really do a lot of teaching. I just do the accountability. And so you might need a little accountability to kick you off. And those are some of my favorite lessons because my students and I really become good friends. And so you might consider taking some art lessons. Private lessons can be very pricey depending on who you hire as your teacher. But art classes are another thing, and sometimes you can find even free ones at your community center or somewhere like that you can join that are just artsy, craftsy. You learn how to do lots of different things. Or, for instance, at the gallery where I have my art, it's a co-op gallery, so there are a lot of different artists represented there, and some of them teach there. The lessons are fairly reasonably priced, and sometimes you get a whole day of instruction and coaching for not very much, $35, $45, something like that. And they might be once a month or once a week. You just need to check and see. Art clubs would be a whole different thing. There might be a membership fee or a fee to rent the room or something like that, but just a club where everybody gets together and works on their art together. I have been to some of those types of meetings too. And they're just a good way, first of all, to find your peeps. I know that might not sound very important, but once you do it, you're going to wonder how you lived without it. Knowing other people who have the desire to create can enhance and enrich your life so much. So I really encourage you to go looking for those people. Even if you don't do a lot of art, even if they're so much better than you, that is true for everybody that I meet with, that I hang out with. I hang out with them hoping it'll rub off on me. I don't care that my art isn't as good as theirs, and they don't care either. They're artists, and we have lots of things in common. Not only that, but you can learn some stuff. So I really encourage you to find some other art people to join in with. There are Facebook groups for different types of art. Arts and crafts, crafty stuff. Just this week, I joined a group. In fact, I joined 3 different groups. They're all about teacups, tea, afternoon tea, having tea. It was wonderful. I'm so excited to have my feed filled with pictures of beautiful settings of teacups and tea. So there's all kinds of Facebook groups that you can join. I'm a member of 2 pastel groups, and they each have different personalities, I would say. If I just want to be encouraged and am praised, I go to one of them and post my work. If I really am struggling with a problem and I need some good, serious ideas about how to improve it, I go to the other one. I'm also a member of some groups that are not strictly pastel. They're all kinds of art, or they are abstract art, or they are acrylic art or oil art. I'm members of those groups because there's so many ideas flowing, and that inspires me. So once I get inspired, I'm inspired to work. So that is another way to help yourself make time for art. Get lessons, go to a class, what was the third one I said? Get lessons, go to a class, find a club. So those are all things that you can do. And then find things on Facebook, find groups. You don't actually have to leave your house to find your artist peeps. And that will help you, motivate you to make time for your art. So if you are watching, thank you very much. This is artist Esther L. Jones, and this is what I call PJ-TALC, Pajama Time Art Live Chat. And we're just talking and drinking tea. We're having a conversation. Shawan was here. I don't know if she's still here. And I can see that there are some other people watching. I would love it if you would drop your name in the chat and say hello. Tell me what you're drinking or what you think about what are the challenges to making time for creativity in your life. I'd love to know that. Sipping my tea. I don't know what kind I'm drinking. Yay, Shawan's still here. I don't know what kind I'm drinking tonight because, again, I had a whole bunch of tea balls made up and you can reuse them. So I decided to reuse all of them one at a time until they were dead. So I'm still using, this is the last one. Hopefully I'll make a couple more cups of it and it'll be gone. How do you make time for your art? Shawan, how do you make time for your art? I discovered a couple years ago that I had to put it first in my day. It has to be first. Before my job got put on hold, I got up extra early in the morning and art was part of my early routine. Let me tell you what that did for me. It got my mind in a good attitude. It gave me energy to go to work and to know that I had already created something gorgeous in the world. Shawan says, one of the challenges I face is feeling like I am into too many things already. I know that there is never too many things. Experimenting is going to help with the other things I am already into. That's true. Some of the advice that I have heard, and I don't know, I think that it's probably different for everybody, but I have heard a lot of masters say you need to focus on one thing. Now, the downside to that is that you don't get that enrichment from all those other things. You don't get the enrichment that you would. But I think maybe there's a balancing point. Okay, Shawan, I think maybe there's a fine line to walk where I've noticed lately that I've kind of branched out a little bit and tried some different things. And while it's been fun, it simply doesn't do the same for me as what painting with pastels does. Every time I finish a project in one of the other mediums and I come back and do pastel, my heart, there's just something that happens in my heart. So I know that I need to put the majority of my working time into pastel. But I think some people, you might still be on that journey to finding what does actually light your fire. And you may not have found it yet. So I think it's okay to be what they call a Renaissance woman, doing all the different things. It's okay to try different stuff until you find something that really, really lights your fire. I'm not going to stop doing those other things, but I am going to focus my time in pastel, which is a thing that really sets me off. Brandy, good. I'm so glad you're here. Brandy, we are talking about making time for art, and I'm almost done, but yeah, all of the things. We're talking about making time for art, and my tip for tonight is to maybe set yourself up with a little bit accountability by getting into lessons, by finding a class, by joining a club, or even just joining some places, some groups on Facebook to kind of inspire you. Brandy says, I also enjoy working in different mediums. I find that I run out of time to do all that I want, but I'm doing lots. That's awesome. I think that's wonderful. Like I said, I think it could be different for everybody. And honestly, okay, so true confessions here. Back when I could still eat jelly beans, you know what my favorite bag of jelly beans was? The mixed bag. They had to be Jelly Belly jelly beans, but I didn't want the bag that was all one flavor. I just didn't. I wanted a bag that all had the mix in. Even the ones I didn't like the licorice ones. Fortunately, I could usually find those and give them to somebody who likes licorice before I but sometimes I got them anyway. Just made me appreciate the others better. But yeah, I liked all of them. I liked the contrast of tastes. So I think it could be that way with art too. So maybe you're just the mixed jelly belly jelly beans person. You just like all the different things. As I was saying to Shawan, Brandy, I like both. I like lots of different things too, but in doing my little try this, try that, try the other, I have often come back to pastel and gone, oh, this is home. This lights my fire. I enjoy the other stuff, but it doesn't do for me what painting with pastels does for me. So I know that that's where I need to put most of my time. And in fact, I'm kind of feeling a little bit rusty at pastel, even though I've done a couple of paintings, because I've been out of the studio so much for different things. And then I created some commissions in acrylic. So all right. Well, unless you have other comments, questions, things you want to say, it is way past time. I usually go for about 15 minutes, and we're way over that. So I am going to sign off. And Brandy and Shawan, thank you so much for coming on and making this a conversation. I enjoy having it as a conversation and not just a talking head. So for tomorrow night, we will finish talking about making time for art. Brandy, you have a good night too. And remember to look for the music, listen for the colors, and awaken the wonder and creativity in your life. Have a good evening, you all. Bye-bye.